Hey guys, this is Salesh, and today I'm going to discuss about one of the great books of the century, and it's none other than Autobiography of a Yogi. Okay, let's get started. Autobiography of a Yogi is one of the greatest book of this century. Maybe it was written maybe 70 or 80 years ago, but still it is one of the famous book around the world. Paranhamsa Yoganand talks about the ways of life in the East and the ways of life in the West back then. East people were like more focused on the spiritual path, and the West people would more focus on the material life. And what would be a life if you combine both spiritual path and a materialistic life? Um, I think this book shouldn't be reviewed, but it should be cherished and adapted in a day-to-day life. A lot of people like Virat Kohli, South actor Rajnikant, YouTuber Ranveer Alavadia, and the founder of Apple, Steve Jobs, talk about this because this book had been a life-changing experience for them, and I think it is also life-changing experience. Like this is one of the book that has that has grabbed my attention. I mean, like this is whole of a like different experience book. So let me tell you 3 points like why you should read this book. So this book is a doorway to ancient wisdom. So Paranhamsa Yoganand talks about karma, reincarnation, guru-disciple relationship, laws of miracles, and power of Kriya Yoga, like in a beautiful way, in an interesting way. I mean, like he talks about reincarnation, like when he had one of this disciple, starting phase of his spiritual way, and he established a school in Ranchi, and there was one disciple, and he was so much interested in his spiritual path, but he couldn't get into that because his parents came and took him, and they said him, why you wanna be a sage, it's a stupid thing. And later on the student died, but before than that the student told his guru, like Paranhansa Yoganand, please come and search me if I happen to die in this process. So he went, and later after this disciple died, he went and um, he went in a search of disciple, and he found, and he again took him to the Ranchi. And it is such I don't know if it's a coincidence, but he talks about it because uh, the reincarnation, the disciple was so much alike, and he was so much, and he convinced the student, and he again took him back to the ashram. This is one of the interesting part. And another is guru disciple relationship, like the intimate relation between him and his guru Sri Yukteswar, Sri Lahiri Mahashe, and his guru Babaji. So like it was all the divine idea of spreading a knowledge of spirituality into the West. Like Babaji had an idea about, like he conveyed it to a Lahiri Mahashe, and he conveyed the knowledge to Sri Yukta. So they all had an idea at the first, and later on it was passed to Paranhansa Yoganand, and and it became a reality through Paranhamsa Yoganand. It started, and the relation between them was so intimate. He talks about all of this in this book, and he'd also talk about the laws of miracles, like once he was flying a kite with his sister, and the sister wanted a kite from like from a distant past. He just prayed, and the the kite just fell into his step. I mean, like just they just got it. I mean, like it was I don't know. The book gave me goosebumps a lot of times when I read that book. He also talks about like power of yogas and everything. The second most part why you must read this book is that Yogananda makes us believe that what we are living is just a percentage of reality. Like the world is beyond five sense organs, like sense of touch, sense of hearing, sense of smell, and sense of taste. The world is limited to that. The world is far beyond those senses. What we are living is just a tiny percentage of a reality. He also shares a personal encounter with saints and sages from all the paths. I mean, like there were some of the Christian saints, of Catholic and pedestrians and all of it, and the saints from different parts of India. Like he happened to meet Mahatma Gandhi, and he also talks about Swami Vivekananda. He talks about a lot of underlining unity of divine experience with them. So, and third point, why you must read this book, like it shows us the communication with the divine. Why it is important to communicate with the divine, and the book gave me goosebumps a lot of times. Like he talks about the swamis, Tiger Swami. There was one saint, sleepless saint, who never required to sleep, and there was one ladies saint like Balagiri, who never required a sleep. Like who never required eating. Like she never ate from at the age of 12 to the age of 70. She just happened to live without eating. It was, I don't know, it was quite amazing to see like how the power of cosmos uh, would work, the cosmic energy would work. So a lot of things about spiritual seeking are involved in this book. So it also breaks down the wall of ego and ignorance. So like this book is must read book for all the spiritual seekers. Like if you are a lot of into meditation, yogas, and so if you want to know about yourself, about the divine cosmos and everything, this book is must read for each and every people around the whole world. For me, it's a whole different experience reading this book. Like it was like awakening for me, and I can't stop recommending this book to each and every people out there. So I think you must start reading this. If you don't want if you don't want to read this book, then just start reading book, and I think you'll find a reason after that. So I think that's it. I think you must read this book. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening to me.